Well friends, welcome back to another edition of my cricket series, and this one I'll be taking you on a tour that we did back in Suriname from Canal number 2 Polo. It is one of the most successful cricket tours by a Guyanese team to visit Suriname at that time. Everybody was given an opportunity to play one match or two matches. I'll be recalling my experience because I cannot speak for the other guys, but so I'll be recording here my experience on that tour. As I said, the conditions there was rainy season, and the ground was waterlogged, but we still wanted to play, so they covered the pitches with plastic, so that was dry. Even like the run-up was not too bad. You know, you can take a long run up, but they try to cover as much as possible. But once the outfield was not really playable. You had, when you walk, you'll be splashing mud. Actually, that's how it was. So when you hit the ball, wherever you hit the ball, it would remain right there, just roll like a foot or two. So that was the condition. So scoring a lot of runs there was not possible. So most of the matches in Marienburg were low scoring matches because of the conditions on the ground. I mean, the first two matches that's played there, as I said, I wasn't selected because every guy had to be given a chance to perform. But the first two matches they won, and then I came into the third match against Zuland, which was the champion in the league in Suriname. That was the champion team, and that match I think was one of the most memorable matches I have ever played in, because it was overcast, clouds were overhead, rain was threatening, and it was dark. You know, the light was not that good, but we want to get in. This was the last match to be played in Marienburg, and then we would go to Marienburg for the final match. So it started out with us batting first, and me and Timal opened the batting. It was, I'm telling you, since playing cricket, it was the only time I've seen ball swing, like big swinging. I'm telling you, you go forward and the ball was just gone into the slips. You thought you're bowled, but the ball just goes away, or you go back a little and the ball just cuts on the leg side. So the swing was very deadly. That match, it was a low scoring match, and Cultural put in the bat scored 52 runs. Imagine that. 52 runs. And out of that 52, 18 runs was extras. So I would say, like, how many runs come off the bat? It wasn't a lot. So if you take out 82 from 18 from 52, what you left with? Like 30 something runs actually came off the bat. And I happened to bat most of that match. I actually to bat like, and made the top score in that match actually. And for that I was like awarded the best batsman. So I made the top score, and also Rabi actually came in with the second highest score. So it wasn't a lot of runs. Most of the guys didn't make runs, so you made 1 or 2 runs or 3 runs. So that's how the match was. Very good. So when that innings was finished and we came in, you know, the guys were boasting. You know, the Suriname team was like, oh, 52 runs, oh, that's not nothing, you know. I mean, 52 runs, thinking about, is not a big score. So they were going to serve us lunch, and Teacher Gobian said, you know, we are not going to eat lunch right now. We're going to just play out the innings, because it's only 52 runs you guys have to make, you know. So we're not going to eat lunch. We're going to hold off on the lunch. So, but he had other ideas. He didn't want us to eat lunch. He wanted us to be like hungry when you go there, and want to to defend that 52 runs. He told us, you know, that's 52 runs on the board already. So you guys have to go out and defend that runs. And that's exactly what we did. We went out there and they were decimated for 18 runs. 18 runs, and of those, 8 runs was extras. So 10 runs actually came off the bat. So imagine in that match. And guess who was the main destroyer of that team? No other than Rudolph. I've never seen him bowl like that again. The conditions were right. His balls were wobbling. I'm telling you, they were wobbling left, right, and these guys were getting, they didn't know what was happening, and he just bowled them out. 8 wickets he got. So imagine 8 wickets. The whole team actually made 10 runs from the bat. So just imagine how the bowling was. The bowling was on top. You couldn't score runs there. Because when you hit the ball, as I said, if you hit the ball, it will remain right there. So when you're supposed to hit like a 4, you probably get no runs because you hit it flat, it left right there. The only way you could have gotten runs like a hit on the top, like out of the ground. The ball was moving, so you couldn't do that. So it's one of the most exciting matches, and we were jubilated, as you'll see in those pictures, like defending 52 runs and bowling out them for 82. The champion team in Suriname. So what happened now? The guys in Suriname said, okay, we're gonna select our best team to play you guys in Snellen Park, which is in Paramaribo. So we went to Paramaribo, and you know, we were well hosted by the Guyanese embassy there because Rafik Isahak, his wife at that time, Sharmila, used to work at the Guyanese embassy in Suriname. And because this tour was sanctioned by the Minister of Sports, we were like hosted one evening for a dinner, I think, which was very good actually, by the Guyanese embassy there and staff. So it was like we were getting like VIP treatment in Suriname, especially with those 3 wins. So we were well recognized there. And also the team, the hosts in Suriname actually hosted us one evening to live music actually. Guys playing harmonium and singing and drumming. It was similar songs like Ramdev Chaitu sing. And we had a ball of a time. It was, I mean, the guys were, this gentleman whose house it was hosted on, I would say was a very rich guy. The guy's house, I have never seen things like that in my life. Like the design and the house and everything. It was a rich guy. I cannot remember the name of him, but we had a great time there. And also we did a lot of sightseeing in Suriname. Like we took up pictures in front of a monument that they built there. Some of the guys who were with us. So we were divided like in different groups, and 4 of us stayed together. My brother, myself, and the 2 Taj brothers. We stayed with Rafik Isahak. So he hosted us, and his wife was very nice to us and him. We were able to go out and come back on ourselves. So they treated us very good there. So and now it was for the big match in Snellen Park, and as I said, Suriname selected their best players at that time. They had like some names like Small, Jeffrey, Baksh. These were 3 names I remember, and that match was played in one of the best grounds in Suriname at that time, Snellen Park. So we were there, and I was selected again in that match actually, and we actually were batting first, and me and Timal opened as normal, and we put on a good score like about opening stand of over 40, and then I think I made like 29 runs, and we both departed. It was very hard again to score runs there because but the ground was a little better than in Marienburg. It was a little better. The ball at least could roll a little. And this ground was like saddleback. It was well prepared. But it was still slushy out there. And we ended up making, I think, 160 runs in that match, which is not too decent, not too bad for 40 over. It depends on the conditions on the ground. Now in that match, you had like guys like Rodolphe making some runs, Ganesh, Rabi, everybody chipped in. Everybody chipped in with the total to make that score. And then now we were defending that team. And they started out with with very good batting, I would say, from Suriname. In fact, the first ball that my brother bowled, he knocked the stump of the batsman out. The best batsman that we found out later was Small. And the square leg umpire called no ball. So we want to know why he called no ball. He said one of the players like near him moved a little while my brother was running to bowl the ball. So that's why he called a no ball. But that was the best batsman on the team. In fact, that guy ended up making 45 runs. So they had a very good start. I mean, and I remember they were like scoring very fast. And then Rodolphe decided to put me and Emran to bowl. And we were able to bowl our 8 overs straight. In my 8 overs, I remember it was 14 runs. So by the time me and Emran finished, he bowled very tight too. I think he gave it like about 18 runs in his 8 overs. So we kept them very tight in 16 overs. And then they were left 90 for 2. And the overs were built, this run rate was building up on them. So now they had to score, I think was like about, they had like about 8 overs to make like the rest of the runs. And Rajkumar came back into the attack, and this guy Small was batting actually. So he slashed his ball like second slip, and I just moved from my position, and I was able to hold on to that catch actually. I remember that catch was like the turning point in the game, because when I took that catch, it was moving, actually leapt into the air and took that catch like to my right. I remember the jubilation of the team, like guys running off from the pavilion and like were putting me on their heads, and like everybody was jumping and happy. So that was the breakthrough we wanted, and after that, wickets were falling very, very quickly, and they were not able to make that 160 runs because Rodolphe, my brother, and Rabi, they came in and bowled out the whole side in that period of time. So that was one of the memorable matches. One memorable thing I remember from that match is that when I hooked their fast bowler for a boundary, a guy ran out from the pavilion actually and put some guilders in my pocket actually. It was the first time I've actually like seen somebody do that. It's total stranger. He just liked the shot I played and just put some money in my pocket. So we were hosted by that team after the match, and we actually came away with all the trophies in those 4 matches. So it was a memorable tour, and it was time to go shopping. So we went into the Paramaribo. We weren't actually in Paramaribo. We went to one of the biggest stores there. I think it was Kirsten. And we wanted actually, you know, in those times tape recorder was a luxury item in Canal. Like not many people had tape recorders. So it was on my mind and my brother's mind to buy a good radio actually, so we could listen to cricket from BBC and things like that, with a 3-band radio and also with a tape deck. So we purchased like a Philips And I will tell you, we brought back some of these items like dal and potatoes and things. So when we came back at the airport in Georgetown, we came out through the VIP exit, and our log was not checked, so we just were able to come in with not all these items just because of the Minister of Sports pass. So, and after that, the tour, my brother actually and teacher Gobind, I think, and overseer, the same three guys, they went back to give a report to the Minister of Sports, and the match was highlighted in the newspapers in the sports section actually, like a summary. So it was one of the most outstanding set of guys, I think, from Canal at that time, playing cricket. And we were very successful, the first successful team to go to Suriname and come back. We actually had such a memorable time. I mean, great bunch of guys, and had some good times together. That lasts a memory, and now I'm remembering. I mean, every guy, if I could get the other guys and let them give you a little version of what happened there, you'll be very interested to see their take on it. This is my take on the tour. So I hope you enjoy my cricket series, because I will try to do a couple more videos on about cricket in Canal, and I'll be featuring more and more people. But you see, if I could get to talk to these guys that used to play cricket, it'd be very nice. But you know, it's not, the conditions are not right because people are living very far and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this, my boring story or interesting story, as you want to say. You know, I'm just capturing the Canal in the glorious past. Canal had a glorious past in cricket, and this team that went to Suriname was one of the top teams to represent the village at that time, and we came back 4-0. The first team to do that at that time.